All right, look at this generator. This generator I just got, and I cannot think of a better generator for van life than this, because such a compact size. I mean, it actually fits in this box. The same box that I had, you know, a pretty hard time getting a 2200 watt generator in. This manages to fit. And it's 3500 watts starting with gas, 3200 watts running. And if you use propane, because it's dual fuel, you can use gas or propane. It's 3100 watts starting and 2800 watts running on propane. It's got a handle. You just push the button here, and you can lift it up just like luggage. And it's got rear wheels, and they're kind of like really hard rubber. They're not cheap plastic. And it collapses back. It has, you can start it regular, or you can start it with its starter. It has its own lithium-ion battery. Just push the start button and it'll start. Or you can use this key to start it, also to stop it. And I can actually use this to start and stop this from inside the van. Don't even have to get out to start it or stop it. And it makes it through this door. I suppose having this fan here helps. It makes it through that though, which is difficult for a signal to make it through metal. And then it, you know, the generator's inside the box, so you'd figure it would really have a hard time for this signal to reach the generator. But I suppose because of this hole that I cut out, it manages to get through that. So I can start it and stop it from inside the van. It could be raining, it could be nighttime. Don't even have to get out. It's got digital display. Here, I'll go ahead and start so you can see it. Okay, it's got digital display that shows you the hours that you've been running it, which I'm at 1 hour so far. How much voltage it's putting out, 124 volts, because there's no load on it. How many hertz it is, which to me is pointless, but oh well, it's cool. And how many watts it's pushing. Right now it's pushing 0 because it's not hooked to anything. It has a low idle and a regular. It has two 20 amp outlets and two 20 amp outlets, and it has a GFCI button, which to me is kind of pointless too, but it could help someone else, you know, if you're worried about getting shocked by something. You can hook another generator up to it in parallel to get more power. And it doesn't have to be, I found this out today too, it doesn't have to be this generator. It could be any generator that has these plugins, and I think they're all universal, they're all the same. It could be a Westinghouse, it could be a Generac, it could be anything that has these. And you can actually get this and parallel it with an older one that you have and possibly double your power. It has a couple of USBs, another pointless thing for me, but you know, for some people maybe it would come in handy for charging a phone. It has, this is what I really like, it has a 30 amp RV outlet. So let me just grab this real quick. It comes with this adapter that I put on my regular RV outlet, and you just plug it in, twist lock it, and you're up and running. And that's what I power my van with now. I was using a 20 amp cord, but now I've got a 30 amp because of this, which is fantastic, man. I like that a lot better. Sucks all the air in down here at the bottom and then blasts it out this end. Gets rid of all the heat along with the exhaust. It has a 1.7 gallon tank, which is a step up, but of course you're going to need that because this is a bit larger motor. I think it'll run for the way with what I do, which is the typical thing, you know, air conditioning, things of that nature. Stuff like that pulls a lot of juice at first, but then once you cool things off, it's not so bad. So this thing will do, you know, it'd probably go all night, you know, to where you didn't have to get up and put fuel in it. Let's see here. Here's the dual. All you do is you have it here for fuel. You switch it over here for propane. When you do propane, you just, I'm going to take this knob off. You just hook it, you just screw your propane on right here. Use any barbecue grill, you know, type of bottle, and you're up and running. You can also turn it in the middle, which cuts off all fuel. So you can actually do that, and after a couple minutes of running, it'll die from sucking all the gas out. So now your carburetor's empty, so you can store it, you know, for a year or whatever, without having to worry about, you know, your carburetor getting gunk in it. And it fits in this box, this little box. I don't know if you can see it, but it just barely fits in it. It's almost the same size as the box. So it's absolutely perfect. I thought I was going to have to get up a bigger box if I wanted to ever get above 2200 watts. And now I have 3500. Let's just say 3200, because that whole peak thing, it comes in handy, but this is the real number you want to look at, the running wattage. You couldn't run it at 35 all the time. I think that it would try, but the electronics inside these new ones are built to start running bad on purpose, so you'll stop pushing it that hard. You'll start sputtering and stuff. That's actually the electronics making it do that. So someone that doesn't know, you know, all these details about these things would just stop running it because they think something's wrong. But they do that so you don't tear up your generator. But about this 3200 watts though, I was running my tankless water heater. My tankless water heater pulls 3300 watts. And I thought, wow, that's 100 over. Is it going to do it? And I turned it on, and it did it. It went on for as long as I wanted to run that water. And I looked at the digital outlet readout up here at the load, and it said it was pushing 3300 watts. So that's 100 more than what this even says. So instead of BSing you and them telling you, you know, pumping the numbers up of what it really can do, these guys actually tell you it can only do 3200, when in reality this thing can do 3300, and maybe even more for all I know. That's the most I've ever pushed it, was the 3300. But I'll show you the tankless water heater that I was using. Oh, it's hitting. Do this real quick here. I think that'll work. There we go. But this is the tankless water heater. It's a EcoSmart, and it pulls 3300 watts. And I got my shower, and I haven't used this thing but maybe once, and it was just pulling so much power that I thought it was going to burn my cord up when I was plugged into shore power, so I quit. But here a year later, I get this, and boom, I can use it, and it runs it just fine. And it does it in a small, compact, 60-pound space. This thing only weighs 60 pounds empty. You put fuel and oil in it, it weighs just a little bit more. But 60 pounds, and you're getting 3,300 watts running, because that's what I got, 3,300. So yeah, when I say game changer, this really is, man. I always thought that I had to get a humongous box if I wanted to go up above a 2200. And those 2200s, maybe you could get 1800 out of them. without that electronic stuff making it run wrong because they're so worried you're going to burn it up. I had that problem a lot. So, but that's it for that, and I really like it. I can't complain. This is one of the things that I bought recently that really blew my mind. So if you're looking for a generator, I highly recommend the GENMAX GM3500iAED. You can't go wrong. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.